Hello and welcome. You're watching Express News with me, Munmun Bhattacharya. Let's get started. Government reassures on fuel supply. Petroleum Ministry says all refineries are operating at peak capacity with no shortage of LPG reported across the country. To tighten oversight, over 1,800 surprise inspections have already been conducted. No cases of fuel dryouts have been reported at retail outlets by oil marketing companies, and supplies of petrol and diesel continue to be maintained regularly. Joint Secretary Sujata Sharma confirms that LPG production in India has increased. Domestic LPG production from refineries has been increased by about 40% compared to pre-crisis production levels. Shipping Ministry confirms stability at sea. No untoward incidents reported in the last 24 hours. Relief for trade sector. Government announces waiver of certain cargo-related charges to ease pressure on supply chains. Shipping Ministry says that all 22 Indian ships and over 600 vessels operating in the Persian Gulf region are safe, while 25 Indian sailors have been safely repatriated, with DG Shipping maintaining constant surveillance. Diplomatic outreach intensifies. MEA informed that Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke with leaders of Oman, Qatar, France and Malaysia and condemned attacks on energy infrastructure and expressed solidarity with Qatar. India ramps up evacuation and monitoring efforts. Over 3 lakh Indians have returned from the Gulf so far. Ministry of External Affairs confirms that the death toll of Indian nationals since the start of the conflict has risen to 6. India's aviation regulator has issued a crucial safety directive for airlines amid escalating tensions in the Gulf region. DGCA has asked carriers to avoid 11 high-risk airspaces including Bahrain, Iran, Iraq, Israel, Jordan, Kuwait, Lebanon, Qatar, the UAE and parts of Saudi Arabia and Oman. Indian Airlines may continue limited operations over Oman and Saudi Arabia, but with strict conditions. Flights must not operate below 32,000 feet in specified zones, ensuring safer routing above potential threat levels. President Draupadi Murmu inaugurates the Nand Kishore Somani Oncology Block of Ramakrishna Mission Seva Ashram in Vrindavan. On second day of President's visit to Mathura Vrindavan, the President addressed the inauguration of Nand Kishore Somani Oncology Block. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar met with High Commissioner of Bangladesh, Riaz Hamidullah. The conversation was focused on advancing bilateral ties between both the nations. Income Tax Department rolls out Prarambh 2026, a nationwide awareness campaign on the Income Tax Act 2025. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman launches creative and educational content, which is a guidance note on the new forms brochure outreach material for Prarambh 2026. In Assam, Himant Biswa Sarma filed his nomination from Jalukbari constituency at the Kamrup DC office for the upcoming assembly polls. Congress and Raijor Dal finalized seat-sharing arrangements for the Assam Assembly polls and decided that the National Party will leave 11 constituencies for the other one, and there will be a friendly contest in 2. In West Bengal, Trinamool Congress chief Mamata Banerjee has unveiled the party's manifesto for the upcoming West Bengal Assembly elections. The manifesto outlines TMC's key promises as it gears up for a crucial electoral battle in the state. In Tamil Nadu, AIADMK will finalize seat sharing with BJP and other NDA constituents for the April 23 assembly polls and formally make the announcement on constituencies allocated to them in 4 days. In Kerala, the Congress party on Thursday announced its second list of candidates for the upcoming assembly elections. In Uttarakhand, oath-taking ceremony of 5 newly inducted ministers took place in Dehradun. MLA Khajan Das and MLA Bharat Chaudhary took oath. With the West Asia conflict disrupting the global supply chain, the government has given maximum emphasis on improving the logistics ecosystem of the country, which is estimated to be 7.97% of GDP or approximately 24.01 lakh crore rupees. These efforts aim to address long-standing challenges such as fragmented planning and model inefficiencies. Benchmark equity indices, the Sensex and Nifty ended in green. Sensex climbed 325 points to settle at 74,533. Nifty advances 112 points to close at 23,114. The Indian rupee fell past the 93 per dollar level for the first time on Friday. Rupee crashes 86 paise to settle at an all-time low of 93.75. Gold prices rose on Friday on bargain hunting but remained poised for a third straight weekly drop. Spot gold rose 0.6% to $4,674.82 US per ounce. Spot silver fell 0.7% to $72.36 US per ounce. Oil prices fell on Friday as leading European nations and Japan offered to join efforts to secure safe passage for ships through the Strait of Hormuz, and the US outlined moves to boost oil supply. The dollar headed towards a weekly loss on Friday, while bonds remained under pressure after global central bankers warned that the West Asia crisis could reignite inflation. Asian markets showed a mixed performance on Friday following modest losses on Wall Street and a retreat in oil prices after a sharp spike triggered by escalating Iran-Israel tensions. Britain's public finances showed renewed signs of strain on Friday as data showed government borrowing overshot expectations in February. The Office for National Statistics said public sector net borrowing was £14.3 billion in February. Israel and Iran launched fresh strikes on each other on Friday, intensifying a conflict that has already spread across West Asia. Israel said it targeted infrastructure of the Iranian terror regime in Tehran, while Iran fired a barrage of missiles towards Israel. Kuwait's Petroleum Corporation's Mina Al Ahmadi refinery has been hit by several early morning drone attacks. The official Kuwait news agency, citing the national oil company, said several hostile drone attacks hit the Mina Al Ahmadi refinery, causing fires but no casualties. Gulf states are on alert after overnight missile and drone attacks. Emirati and Kuwaiti air defenses are confronting hostile missile and drone attacks since early Friday. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that Israel and the United States were winning the war against Iran and the Islamic Republic is decimated and it is unclear who is in charge. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and its Deputy of Public Relations, Ali Mohammad Naini, has been killed in strikes launched by the US and Israel, as per Iranian state television on Friday. US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has hinted at removing sanctions on Iranian oil stranded on tankers at sea soon. He said the release of the sanctioned Iranian oil into global supplies would help keep oil prices down for the next 10 to 14 days. French Foreign Minister meets Israeli counterpart after Lebanon talks. It was an unscheduled visit after the former visited Beirut on Thursday as part of efforts to reduce tensions in the region and secure a ceasefire in Lebanon. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday congratulated Anutin Charn Virakul on his election as the Prime Minister of Thailand, expressing confidence in further strengthening bilateral ties between the two countries. The Commissioner of Royal Canadian Mounted Police, Mike Duheme, has made a significant statement regarding the issue of alleged foreign interference linked to India. Poland has joined a growing list of countries taking steps to limit children's screen time and social media use. The Central European country plans to ban mobile phones in schools for children under the age of 16 starting September 1. Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi in Washington said that Japan is ready to assist in US effort to bring peace and prosperity to the world. US President Donald Trump mixed humor with an awkward historical reference of Japan's 1941 attack on Pearl Harbor during a press briefing with Japanese Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi at the White House. Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen said she hopes for a positive outcome from negotiations over Greenland, but added that US President Donald Trump's interest in taking over the territory still remains. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that Ukrainian negotiators will meet officials from the United States on the 20th of March to restart talks. Belarus freed 250 prisoners on Thursday, the biggest batch to be released so far in return for a further easing of US sanctions. NASA has begun rolling out its Space Launch System rocket and Orion spacecraft to the launch pad in Florida, marking a key step ahead of its planned crewed mission around the moon. Taiwanese President Lai Ching-te boards the Haikun, Taiwan's first domestically developed and built submarine, for an inspection, unveiling the vessel's interior to the public for the first time. Thailand's new Prime Minister Anutin Charnvirakul received a royal endorsement from the Thai king after sailing through a parliamentary vote the day before to become the first re-elected Prime Minister in 2 decades. Mexican military units carry out the exercise Ola Mani drills at the Santa Lucia military base in the municipality of Zumpango as part of inter-agency coordination efforts to safeguard the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Teachers block Mexico City's Paseo de la Reforma for a second day, demanding labor improvements and warning of protests during the 2026 North American World Cup, which begins in June in the Mexican capital. Time for a breather on Express News. Keep watching DD India.
What we throw away doesn't disappear, it just changes form. Cutting this means changing the habits and systems behind it.
First we went with the awareness. So after that slowly we started doing composting awareness. Then next plastic ban something. So simultaneously here I will tell mainly due to the citizen participation.
When the riverfront development and all that started, that is when you started realizing you're losing everything because it's no longer like it used to be. So that was a thing which caused me to start volunteering and doing what I could.
Quickly became clear that a new turbine would be too expensive for a small one to be installed on that site and not to be profitable anymore.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News on DD India. Let's continue. Several parts of Delhi NCR witnessed rain and overcast skies on Friday, with the Indian Met Department issuing a yellow alert for rain and thunderstorms. Cloudy weather will continue with intermittent rainfall in the national capital Delhi, as temperature is likely to dip by 3 to 4 degrees Celsius. The Met Department has issued orange weather alert for several districts of Himachal Pradesh for Friday, indicating rainfall in plains and moderate snowfall in higher reaches. IMD has also issued an orange alert for Ranchi, warning of thunderstorms, lightning and hail Winds are expected to reach speeds of 60 to 70 kilometers per hour, prompting residents to take necessary precautions. Jammu and Kashmir's Sonmarg witnessed heavy rainfall which was fresh, blanketing the valley in white. The snowfall has brought scenic beauty but may affect local travel and connectivity. The upper reaches of Pooch and Rajouri districts in Jammu and Kashmir received fresh snowfall, covering the hills in white. After recent rain and snowfall, weather in Srinagar has cleared, bringing pleasant conditions. Forecasters say the mild and sunny weather is likely to continue until 26th March, offering a respite for residents and tourists. Parts of the western United States are experiencing an unprecedented winter heat wave, with temperatures soaring to record levels in several regions. Severe tropical cyclone Naril made landfall at the northern point of Queensland state in Australia, battering the coast with strong winds, driving rain and pounding surf. Rains in the Colombian city of Facatativá have triggered severe flooding in several neighborhoods, leading many residents to be affected. The Hindu festival Chaitra Navratri is being celebrated beginning Thursday in India and Nepal. It is one of the most significant festivals dedicated to the worship of goddess Durga and her 9 divine incarnations. In Nepal, devotees are visiting Shakti temple and offering prayers. People continue to throng Guheshwari Shakti Peeth, Dakshin Kali and other Shakti temples in Kathmandu Valley. In Tamil Nadu's city Tiruchirappalli, the annual flower showering festival Poo Chori Thal was celebrated today with great grandeur and festivity at the Vekali Amman temple in Urayur. As Eid ul-Fitr approaches, markets nationwide buzz with shoppers seeking festive treats as stores fill with sweets and streets echo with excitement. The Muslim community in Tamil Nadu and Kerala came together in large numbers on Friday to offer special Eid prayers, ushering in the festive spirit of Eid ul-Fitr and ending the holy month of Ramadan. Muslim worshippers gathered at the Grand Mosque in Mecca to offer Eid al-Fitr prayers, marking the end of the holy month of Ramadan in Saudi Arabia. Washington's cherry trees at the tidal basin are beginning to show early signs of bloom, marking the approach of spring at a site long associated with Japan-US friendship. World Sparrow Day is observed every year on 20 March to highlight the alarming decline of house sparrows and other common birds. Fireworks lit up the sky as a cardboard figure of Charles Chaplin went up in flames during the Nit de la Crema, marking the grand finale of the Fellas Festival in Spain's Valencia. The towering Fellas, crafted as satirical tributes to the current events and celebrities, were burned in honor of Saint Joseph, bringing the vibrant celebrations to a close. Rural tourism in Vietnam is becoming increasingly popular with international visitors. In Bong Lai Valley, simple activities such as feeding ducks, riding buffalo or walking through rice fields have become key attractions. Human hair collected from saloons across Mexico City is being turned into a pollution-fighting tool in the canals of Xochimilco, where conservationists and farmers are deploying hair-based filters to combat decades of unchecked water contamination. At the Behum egg dyeing workshop in the southern German city of Ursberg, The machines run non-stop in the weeks leading up to Easter. With 70 years of company history, the family business claims to be Germany's oldest workshop of its kind. A Brazilian environmental volunteer is cleaning the Atuba River in Curitiba, Paraná, using an innovative eco-barrier system he designed and built with his own resources. Pet lovers across China flock to bustling expos, showcasing exotic animals beyond cats and dogs, while animal rights groups warn of poor welfare standards tied to the trade. Indian spy thriller Dhurandhar 2 The Revenge, starring Ranveer Singh, became the first Hindi movie to cross 100 crore rupees in net India collections on its opening day. Indian actress Ananya Pandey returns as Bella Bay Chaudhary in Call Me Bay Season 2. The announcement was made in an event in Mumbai. Indian actress Preeti Zinta returns to Bollywood with Vibe, directed by Kunal Khemu. The action comedy also stars Khemu and is produced by Drongo Films. The first look from Ali Fazal and Sonali Bendre's upcoming web series Raak was unveiled on Thursday. The creators of the show released the first look during an event in Mumbai. Global K-pop phenomena BTS released a new album Arirang on Friday, the first in more than 3 years. The group has been on a hiatus since 2022, while its 7 members completed South Korea's mandatory military service. BTS will hold a 1-hour comeback concert titled Arirang in Seoul's Gwanghwamun Square on Saturday. The group will also be embarking on a world tour called BTS World Tour Arirang from April 9 at the Goyang Stadium in South Korea, followed by 33 other cities across the world. American rapper and music mogul Jay-Z has announced that he will celebrate the 25th and 30th anniversaries of his albums, The Blueprint and Reasonable Doubt, with special concerts starting 10th July. The Walt Disney Company has announced a major summer 2028 release. Incredibles 3 will hit theaters on 16th June. The Walt Disney Company has also revealed another highly anticipated film, Lilo and Stitch 2, arrives in theaters on 26th May. Indian shuttlers Tanvi Malvika and Isha Rani will be in action today in the Orleans Masters 2026 quarterfinals. India's lone competitor in the second round of men's singles, Ayush Shetty, faced a 3-game defeat to Yudai Okimoto of Japan. India will host the prestigious World Indoor Athletics Championships 2028 in Bhubaneswar. FIFA President Gianni Infantino emphasized the role of football and the 2026 World Cup as a unifying force during a time of geopolitical turmoil during FIFA's 35th Council meeting. FIFA President also said every team in women's competition will be required to have at least one female head or assistant coach as part of new regulations. Members of the Iranian women's national football team returned home from Australia after completing their Asian Cup campaign. Host Australia will clash with heavyweights Japan in the final of Women's Asian Cup on Saturday. Russian President Vladimir Putin presented the state awards in Kremlin to members of Russian Paralympic team, which secured the 3rd place at the Winter Paralympics. Australia women secured a commanding 43-run victory over the West Indies in the opening T20 International of the 3-match series, taking a 1-0 lead. England's preparations for this year's ICC Women's T20 World Cup hit a minor setback as their skipper Skiver Brunt returned home from South Africa due to family reasons. New Zealand women defeated South Africa by 6 wickets to take a 2-1 lead in the 5-match T20 International Series. New Zealand speedster Lockie Ferguson is set to miss the early stages of the Indian Premier League 2026 for Punjab Kings. Australia all-rounder Jack Edwards has been ruled out of the upcoming Indian Premier League season due to a foot injury. Second seed Iga Swiatek crashed out of the Miami Open after losing to 50th ranked Magda Linette Day in an all-Polish affair. And snooker icon Ronnie O'Sullivan has achieved the highest break ever recorded in a professional snooker match with 153 against Ryan Day. That's it in this edition of Express News. News and updates will continue on DD India. Stay tuned.